couple of clips. You know, someone said to me, regular listener of the program, texted me and said, did you ever notice that whenever there is a mass shooting, one that has like permeated the media, I guess, threshold, because we have mass shootings, you know, technically probably every day in this country, sometimes more than one. But it usually takes like 8 or 9 people to be killed before you start to hear about it. Like 4, you don't hear. 3, you don't hear. 5, 6, 7, depending on where it is, you hear about it. And he said, did you ever notice that there's always a phone call that you get that is like that one that you got, where it's just like the talking points are very similar, like none of this is going to work. Why are you doing it? Which is odd. It does strike me as odd. Like that call yesterday was odd, right? I mean, it's odd. And I do know for a fact that back in the day, different organizations would pay people to call talk radio shows. I'm not saying that's the case in this instance, but I do know that that phenomena exists. So if you're one of those callers and you're getting paid to call into the program, good on you. You're very, very fortunate because you're getting to listen to one of the better programs and getting paid for it. That's pretty good.
Sounds like a win-win.
It is a total win-win for everybody involved. So
that would be an interesting commissary conversation.
But let's go through.
Callers.
But let me the reason why I preface it that way is because I just want to say, like, you're not going to have to do that because we're going to let your conservative Uber lords call into the show today with their arguments about why gun control shouldn't work, or more effective things. Like, I want you to think of a proposal as outlandish as the idea of, let's say, closing the private sale loophole, or, you know, universal background checks, which I will argue necessary, but definitely insufficient. Should get far more aggressive. But think of the most outlandish proposal you could imagine. What's going to be so expensive and so impossible? And then Sean Hannity will say, hold my beer.
I don't think it's because I thought of it. But let's stop school shootings. We'll start there. Let's stop mall shootings. We'll start there. I'd like to see the perimeter of every school in America surrounded, secured by retired police, which you are, retired Secret Service, which you are, military. And I want guys to donate 15 hours.
But is he just trying to get Bongino a job?
Exactly. It's Dan Bongino. Well, he's asking him to donate 15 hours. That's why Bongino gets thrown off there. He's like, wait a second. Am I going to get paid? I'm not going to get paid for all of it. So the idea is it's an all volunteer force of military, Secret Service, and police veterans who go out with their service pistols.
Some tier 1 operators.
And will form this all volunteer army. Now, apparently, would you get the managers, I guess, would also be volunteers? Like, I just wonder how many billions of dollars it would cost to fully militarize and fortressize every school and every mall in the country.
Great.
And then presumably you'd also want to do that with every sporting event and any busy intersection, right? I mean,
don't forget the movie theaters.
The movie theaters, of course, roller rinks, ice skating rinks. I guess that's it. I mean, it would just be
great great Rambo vehicle, I could see.
Yeah.
Right? Rambo gets pulled out of retirement again to guard the perimeter of an elementary.
Right, exactly.
And Sean Hannity somehow knows him, and he's just like, I know that you just wanted to retire into your farm.
But we need you.
We need you.
To...
There's absolutely nothing that we could do to stop school shootings.
We need you to guard PS 84 down on Anderson Street.
It's literally a force of nature. There's absolutely nothing we could do
That movie
to
would
ameliorate these things.
The movie would have to have a big arsenal scene like in Tremors where you look at all the guns and stuff that he uses to protect
or
the kids.
you could also have the gun companies subsidize it because you'd sell them all the guns. Here is, or would you just let them bring whatever gun you have, you bring down there? So if you have a service pistol, great. If you don't, you just have a shotgun, bring that down. Here's, let Hannity explain. Now Dan Bongino is going to, or whatever his name is going to add how he's going to do it like a triple negative here, but he's like basically saying like, I agree, but he doesn't quite say it that way.
To see the perimeter of every school in America surrounded, secured by retired police, which you are, retired Secret Service, which you are, military, and I want guys to donate 15 hours. I think we could cover every school, every hour, every day, add a metal detector, and I think we're going to have safer schools. Have one armed guard on every floor of every school, all over every mall, the perimeter and inside every hall of every mall. Now, that gives us an instant response opportunity.
Pause it. Now, just in terms of instant response opportunity, remind you, instant response. Now, he doesn't actually mean like half a second response, right? Again, I will reiterate, the shooter in Dayton, Ohio, was dead within 30 seconds of shooting his first shot. Within those 30 seconds, he had the ability to kill 9 people and injure 20 some odd.
Of every mall. Now, that gives us an instant response opportunity that we normally wouldn't have. Would that save lives in your humble, well, your expert opinion?
Well, I find it interesting, Sean, that when it comes to protecting the people that matter, the President of the United States, obviously regardless of party, the leader of the free world, did you notice when I was in the Secret Service, when we took President Obama back to Chicago, a violent city, Sean, nobody said, hey, guys, disarm. Don't worry. It's Chicago. They have very strict gun laws here. It's not a joke. I say that because that's the proposal they want to propose for your kids in schools and out in public places.
There is no proposal to not have armed guards at schools because they already don't have armed guards there. So no one is like floating this idea. What if we pull back all the armed guards on every floor or the Secret Service who surround? I mean, honestly, if these guys are using that as an example, then let's take them at their face. How many Secret Service protect the president at any given time from any party?
A couple of dozen, I think.
A couple of dozen?
I think it's a couple of dozen.
So what we're looking at is a couple of dozen.
That's right.
Per child.
Perfect model.
Per student. Here we go.
A couple of dozen George Zimmermans per child.
They want to propose for your kids in schools and out in public places.
We protect our politicians with armed guards. Hollywood stars can afford armed security.
Right. My point is exactly that when it comes to protecting people that matter, elites, political leaders, what does the Secret Service and others do? Obviously, they have trained men and women with firearms out there to protect them. They don't say, oh, don't worry, Donald Trump is going to Washington, D.C. today. They have good gun control laws. Everybody in the Secret Service, take your weapons out and leave them here. You'd be openly mocked. Yet when that same suggestion is made for your kids, people go, oh, yeah, that makes sense. No, it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
I can't imagine why Dan Bongino is not working in some other communications business right now.
So you don't have semi-autos for your kids? No, it doesn't make sense. That is just the comment that demands to be repeated verbatim in a stupid voice.
Well, I'm sorry, but listen, I don't want Dan Bongino's inability to articulate an idea to get in the way of our assessment of Sean Hannity's idea, which is completely batcrap
volunteer
crazy.
Hours for unemployed police officers to arm guard the
Do you think of
perimeters
the
of public
people who would
schools
sign
and
for that?
malls?
And malls, you mean that really, really sharp? Which, by the way,
But not just the perimeter, on every floor.
I love how all of these guys, like, their like spitball solutions make a big government socialist like me.
Right,
like,
right.
dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what the Secret
Like,
Service
I believe
budget
in a
is?
little bit of the little thing called freedom, Sean.
Guess what the Secret Service budget is?
What is the Secret Service?
Well,
do?
what do you think it might need to be if we're going to make this feasible to cover 35 million school children?
Well, we have. I would say the Secret Service budget is what, $500 million.
It's $2.23 billion.
What?
So
But think about it. What about if it was all done as volunteer
tried to
work?
do the
See,
math
you guys
here.
don't believe in the spirit of America.
He's trying to do the math.
So 35 million. I don't know what this number is. 16. 10.
We can't. The calculator doesn't even. I think it's like 7.805 billion to the 16th power.
I didn't know numbers went up that high.
What if we just do it? Can you? What if we do it in gift cards? Is there a way to figure that out in gift cards? Because we're not gonna. They're gonna volunteer for 15 hours. We just give them like a bonus on a gift card or something.
Yeah, I don't even know if that has a name. 1 to the 16th.
That's a
power.
much more rational idea than perhaps banning certain classes of weapons. And then I'm happy to subscribe to the idea of a licensing regime where only people who go through various thresholds are allowed to own these weapons and can own as many as they want.
So you value the president's life more than your children.
That's basically,
Wow, what an incredible beta cock.
yeah, unbelievable.
We
Even
can pay
your
these
own
guys-
children you will sacrifice
people say I
to
have-
the altar of being a pussy.
People say I have Donald Trump derangement syndrome, but yet
Yeah.
I value his
Yeah.
life
So-
more than.
Donald Trump, who's supposedly so terrible, you value his life more than your kids.
15 zeros is a quadrillion,
Right.
and 18 is a quintillion.
A quintillion?
So we're somewhere between a quadrillion and a quintillion.
Let's just call it a quadrillion dollars.
How much is that in chicken salad sandwiches?
Yeah, you'll get it. You'll get a volume discount. So let's call it a quadrillion. Let's not have to worry about what it is with 16 drillion.
Maybe about 10 quadrillion.
All right. Well,